Kira and I and CJ, we are home on our snow day and we are about to change these curtains. I've always had these sort of rusty colored curtains, and for some reason we have the rusty colored curtains in the fall and winter, and for some reason I'm just not feeling it this year. We also have them over here, right back here, because we have sort of a living room dining room combo, so we've decided to change those out, and we're going to add some lights to this tree. We're going to put a tree over there, and we're going to finally, I'm walking backwards. Hold on, I'm going to walk over here so I don't fall, and we are going to finally add some ornaments to our tree. Can you say hi, darling?
Hello.
So we will check in with you guys in just a bit. Bye. Welcome to EarthtonesGril Vlogmas 2019, and this is part one. I have decided to do small videos, not daily, as I talked about in my last podcast episode. I'm going to upload videos every few days for you. I was going to do weekly, but you know what? I'm just going to upload as I want to here. I'm decided not to stick with a script. I am not scripted today, which has me feeling slightly off, but that's okay. Yes, and I am in the nook. I am back in the usual spot. I have moved the camera a little bit so you get a little more background here, and I just want to come on and share a little bit of Christmas goodness with you. Talk about what's been going on, and share a little bit of knitting. I'm actually going to be knitting during this episode, or this Vlogmas, which I don't usually do in my episodes, but I really, really want a calm vibe when you visit here, a very relaxed vibe. So I'm just going to be knitting away, and this isn't a spoiler. This is actually, let's jump right on it. Like I said, I'm not scripted, so I feel a little bit weird. I usually have an outline to go by, but that's okay. It's Vlogmas. And Vlogmas, if you're watching this for the first time, if you've never seen a Vlogmas video, what exactly is Vlogmas? It's just daily peeks, or a daily peek into your life during the Advent season or the month of December. Whatever you celebrate, but it's usually for the month of December, and yeah, it's just to get a glimpse into someone's life and what's going on, what they're up to. For me, what am I up to? We just finished celebrating Thanksgiving, which was really, really wonderful. It was the first Thanksgiving we have had, oh my gosh, dare I say more than 15 years, where it was just our core family, and not my core meaning my core four, but just my mother, my father, my sister and her husband, my husband, and our two children. It was just, there were 8 of us, and it was so lovely and quiet and relaxed. And we always have extended family on my mother's side coming into town. In the past, it's been my aunt and uncle, and my uncle my uncle is the classic uncle who loves to hold center stage and tell the same stories year after year after year. And we didn't have that. We haven't had that in a really long time, which is really nice. You know what? I just realized my calendar is on the wrong day. I think one of the kids was back there, but that's okay. Yeah, so we didn't have that this year. And then my cousin who's been living in New York for a few years now, her family comes in, and there's 4 of them, and they had other things came up in their life this year, so they weren't able to be with us, and we definitely miss them, I'm not gonna lie, but it was so wonderful and quiet just to be us, and that was really, really great. So Thanksgiving was peaceful and great. Food was wonderful. We all ate way too much, and Chris, my husband, fell asleep on the couch at my parents' house, and that was really wonderful too, because we always host, or for the few years now since we've been in this house, we've hosted Thanksgiving, and my mom was able to host it this year. They've now, since they've been in their new place, and it was so nice. It was really, really great. So yeah, Vlogmas, you guys. I have some advent calendars that I'm going to be sharing, not all at once, because I have to say, I'm going to admit it, I'm going to come clean. I have 6 advent calendars. I'll just pause here and let that sink in for a second. I have 6 of them. It's really bad. People start advertising, dyers and makers start advertising their Vlogmas, not Vlogmas, their advent calendars as early as June and July, and maybe even earlier than that. And you see one pop up, and they're not all talking about them at the same time. So someone may talk about it in June, and you're like, oh, gotta get on that. Set your alarm, you buy it. And then, you know, a month later, somebody else that you really like puts up a calendar, and you're like, oh, I gotta get that one too. So I did that about 6 times. But I don't regret it. I definitely don't regret it. I will behave and be a little more conservative next year, but I have calendars this year from Legacy Fiber Arts, which I've done consistently since they've had them. I think this is their 4th year maybe. So I have Legacy Fiber Arts. I have Dragon Horde Yarns, which is over there. That's 2. I have Maker's Haven, which is behind me, and I'm going to talk about that one a little more in a minute. That's 3. I have this one right here, which is by Bed of Roses, and she's on Instagram. She lives in Norway, and it's a different type of advent calendar. It's not yarn. It's notions and little. Actually, I opened the first couple of days here. For example, it's a little tea, and she has this. Oh, my hands aren't working. She had this beautiful little progress keeper in there. Oh, and it's so beautiful. It just looks like little snowflakes or little ice crystals in this little globe. I can't get it to stop shaking. And a Twinings tea, which I've never seen this flavor. I can't wait to try this one. And it's lots of little things like that. This is today's. And look at how beautiful that is. Can you see that? It's just a little star with a little diamond here. I'm assuming that's not real. And this really beautiful little rubber stamp, which is this. And I love little things like this. I decided to give this a try. I love her aesthetic on Instagram. I really, really love it. I love her progress keepers, her markers and everything. So I decided to try that one. So that's 4. And then I did, okay, so maybe only 5. Well, 5 and then something else. Okay, so 5 is the Advent skein, the 24 stripe Advent skein from the Cozy Knitter, and that is here. So that is actually what I'm knitting on right now. So what I've done, I have knit the cuff on one, and I am now knitting the cuff on the second one. So there you go. And once I'm doing about 20 rounds on the cuff, and once I'm done, I'm going to put these all on one needle and do them 2 at a time. So that is what I'm sort of casually knitting on here. And what else do I have? I also have, I did a tea swap. So it's not terrible. 5? That's not bad, right? It's not 6. And then I did a tea and herb swap that was hosted by Maria, who is Ninja Chickens. And that's been so nice. You just get to open either a prepackaged tea every day or loose tea, and everything. You were in a swap, so you were divided up into groups of maybe I don't know, 4 to 5 people, and each person sent you 5 different teas. So you have enough for the entire month of December. Oh, I've had such lovely ones so far. It's been so cozy and wonderful. Very hygge-like. For those of you that may not be familiar with that word, it's I believe it's a Norwegian word, and it's for happiness and sort of a sense of calm. Yeah, it's very peaceful. It's been a very, very peaceful. I mean, we're only on day 3, but it's going great. I've gotten some holiday shopping done already, which is really great. My husband and I decided to scale down quite a bit on gift giving this year, which has been a really great decision for us. Can you tell I'm not used to knitting on camera here like this? I'm also doing ribbing, so I'm a little bit distracted. Yes, what else do I want to share? Yeah, gift giving has been scaled down. We're also not giving as many gifts to just the extra people in our lives. That sounds, I'm not sure how that sounds. I don't mean it to sound cold or callous in any way, but meaning, you know, secretaries, people that you work, I mean, we're giving them gifts, but in a much more scaled down way. More like items we're giving them as opposed to monetary gifts, which is what we've done in the past. So, and that's helped a lot. It's helped a lot. And I think it's just a more intimate way of gift giving. I think other people, the receiver appreciates it a lot more, and we as the giver appreciates the scaled backness of it. So that's really great too. And what else is going on? We've had 2 snowstorms. Well, not snowstorms. One was more like a squall that kind of blew in, and I got some, oh wait, I have to, sorry guys, I just noticed a wee mistake here. You know what, I'm going to fix that later. Yeah, we had a kind of a squall come in, and that was really nice. And I actually got some pictures on Instagram of this tree, there I go again, of this tree. For those of you that are familiar, I always have a hard time pointing behind me. But I have a beautiful picture of this tree over here with the snow in the background, and we just had a big snowfall yesterday. Oh, today is also December 3rd. I probably should have said that in the beginning. So it's day 3 of Vlogmas, and we had a big snowstorm yesterday. Not too terrible, you know, the kids got out of school early, and we did some decorating, and yeah, I'll put a little snippet of footage in here for you of that. And because we, well, finished, so anyway, snowstorm yesterday, snow day, came home and decorated, and the reason we're a little late with our decorating is I had my cousin's son over for the weekend, and I babysit him. He's 11 months old. Oh my gosh, so delicious. He is just nothing but cheeks and rolls of delicious chubbiness, and he's the sweetest, honestly, calmest baby I have ever been around, ever. This child only cried right at bedtime or right before a nap because he was sleepy, and it wasn't even a full-blown crying. It was more like fretting, fussing, and then he was out. He's so delicious, and I got to hold him and take care of a baby for, you know, almost 2 full days, and it was wonderful. It was also a reminder, as my friend said, having somebody else's baby in your house is really great birth control. And you know what? It's true. I miss the baby stage, but I'm finished. I definitely don't want to go back to that. And this was a really nice reminder of how sweet it is and how wonderful it is. And then I got to give him back, which was great. Really, really, really great. So yeah, and then I don't know, it made me appreciate my home that much more and how quiet it is here. I don't always realize, and it's interesting too, my kids have now picked up on the quiet element too. They just kind of like to sit and play with their toys or read, or, you know, maybe they'll watch an iPad for a little bit, and they like the quiet. It's really nice. It's nice. So yeah, I'm not going to make these videos too long. They're, like I said, they're just little snippets. I do desperately want to talk about this. This is, I want to talk about it, but I'm not going to go into extreme detail yet, just out of respect for anyone that has, this is part of an advent calendar from Maker's Haven, and that's what's hanging up here. Actually, I have to open day 3, so I'll do that with you in just a sec. And but what's in this box is so unique, and I almost didn't do her calendar, just again because I'm like, all right, I have so, I knew I had ordered a few, and but I'm so glad that I did, because she kept talking about it, and it was a very Huga style calendar that she was doing, and I'm so glad I did. And it's just, you open the box, and again, I'm not going to spoil it, but the first thing that you notice, I'm only going to show you 2 things, and I'll show you a little bit more as we go along in the month, but the first thing that you notice when you open the box is this little sachet, and when you rub it, it's lavender, which is my favorite fragrance scent plant of all time. I love, love lavender in all of its forms. I wear it on my skin, I wear it in my hair, and this is the first thing you smell and you see when you open the box, and it's so warming and comforting. And the other thing that was in here is this, which is a progress keeper. I know you're not going to be able to read it, so it says, find the joy in the journey. And I've seen little message keepers like this before, but for some reason this one kind of touched me, and I really like it. And everything in the box relates to being on a journey this month, and being on a journey as you go into the new year, and what you're going to take into the new year with you. And I'm so grateful to have this right now. I'm so, so grateful. So Amber of Maker's Haven, if you are watching, you nailed it. It's so unique. It's beautiful. I will share, like I said, a little bit more of that as we go along. And let's open day 3, you guys. Let's take that down. And I added these little hooks on here. I don't know if you noticed, but there's a little bit less yarn on this shelf. My husband came in here one day, and I called him in here, and I said, I have a question for you. How can I hang, I want to hang something here to display the yarn. And he said, have you noticed that the shelf is lilting a little bit? Like it's leaning forward? And I said, no, it's not. He goes, come here, look at this. The entire shelf is pulling off the wall with the weight of all the yarn that was on there. It's kind of a funny moment, not really a funny moment, and the look he gave me was like, it's a good thing I love you. So yeah, so I took some yarn off the shelf there and decided to, these weigh almost nothing. They're so, so light. So I decided to put these little 3M removable hooks on there, and I really like how it looks. So I get to keep the yarn hanging, and oh, I love this little cozy spot. So let's open day 3, and I love how she put them in these little, almost like a little muslin bag that I can reuse, which is also really wonderful. So day 3 of Maker's Haven. And last year, before I take this out of the bag, last year I had 3 calendars last year, and I opened each one every day, and it was really nice. But I think I'm going to be opening a lot of them and displaying them on Instagram. So I'm also doing Vlogmas there. So every day I'm posting on Instagram, and my Insta story is just running, and I'm going to add that to my highlights. So you're getting sort of condensed versions of Vlogmas here on YouTube and daily vlogs on Instagram. So you can go and check it out there if you want a little bit more of the Earth Tones girl. That would be me. So day 3. Oh, look at that, you guys. Oh, if this is not a reminder of why I love yarn so much, look at this color. It's rosy, it's beautiful. Oh, I love this so much. I love it. I love, love, love these colors. And she did not name her colors. I know a lot of the dyers do name their colors, but she did not name hers, but it doesn't matter. It's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So now I'm going to hang this up here. this in and make it nice and neat. And there we go. And now it's hanging, day 3. I love it, you guys. Yes, I think that may be it for today. I'm going to try to keep this under 20 minutes for the summary weekly episodes. I also have a Harry Potter tree that is sort of a carryover from last year, and I'll share some of that with you too. We have pageants coming up at school. We have day trips we're going on, and I'm going to be sharing all of that with you here and on Instagram. Thank you for joining me today, and I will see you guys all really, really soon. Happy Vlogmas, everybody. Happy holidays, and remember to take a breath. Just relax a little bit. Doesn't have to be that stressful. Remember that. Half the time the expectations we've created for ourselves. Other people haven't created them for us. We've created these expectations of the perfect holiday, and it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to get it all done. You can say no. It's all good. So that's it for today, guys. I will see you all again very soon. Thank you for joining me. Bye.